Next week on Home and Away in the UK, Cash and David will race to find Bree's attacker after he escapes from hospital. David heads to the hospital to talk to Bree. Though weak, she starts to give David a brief statement about what happened before the attack. She struggles to speak for long however, and midway through her account, Bree suddenly begins to gasp and lose focus. The monitors sound as Bree's oxygen levels drop dramatically, and Levi quickly calls for immediate assistance. The medical team rush back into the room, working to stabilize her once again. David wastes no time coordinating a search, determined to track the suspect down before anyone else gets hurt, and has posters quickly distributed in the local area. Alf's quick to print some off back in Summer Bay, and after pinning one up in the surf club, passes some to Tane to hand out. At that moment, Harper is taking baby Archie out for a walk when she comes across a man dressed only in joggers and covered in blood. Unbeknownst to her, it's Bart, who has seemingly managed to make it all the way from Yabby Creek to Summer Bay. Concerned, she calls out to ask if he's okay, but Bart's erratic behavior puts her on edge. As luck would have it, Tane is passing and notices the interaction, instantly recognizing the man from the wanted poster in his hand. Sensing the danger, Tane moves in to defuse the situation, speaking calmly to Bart while subtly urging Harper to wheel Archie's pram to safety by asking her to deliver the posters to the diner. After stepping away, Harper takes a look at the poster and is horrified, quickly phoning Cash to report the sighting. Following Harper's call, David and Cash soon arrive at the scene. They spot Bart down on the beach. Tane stood next to him, crouched at the water's edge as he frantically tries to wash the blood from his hands. But as soon as Bart sees the officers approaching, panic sets in. With nowhere to go, Bart bolts into the water and begins swimming in a desperate attempt to flee. David and Cash look at each other, both knowing what happens next. As his superior nods his head towards the water, Cash is forced to strip off and head in after Bart whilst David calls for backup. On Flat Beach, Cash has managed to apprehend a confused Bart and returns him to shore, passing him over to David who promptly places him under arrest. David explains to Cash that Bart will be taken straight to the police station rather than back to the hospital. The last thing the staff need is to see him back there, particularly Bree. Harper and Tane's ears prick up at the mention of Bree. She was the one hurt? It doesn't take long for news of Bart's arrest to spread, and Remi finds himself a new target as he barrels down to the police station, barging behind the desk and demanding that Cash let him through to the cells to see Bree's attacker. Strangely enough, Cash isn't obliging.